afternoon, everybody. It's your boy Triple R coming to you from the Terror Dome, a.k.a. The Lab, a.k.a. my spot. I'm going to give a quick rundown on the 2021 Fantasy Football League for the Dirty 12, San Antonio style. What I'm going to do is this. I'm going to talk about each team, and I'm going to start in the order of which they're drafting. So first up, it was my man Philip. Philip had an interesting year last year. He actually had a good team. He barely missed the playoffs. I think, he had some extenuating circumstances, whether it was Kyler Murray doing what he does down the stretch. He didn't get anything from Saquon Barkley. Calvin Ridley, had mental issues, and now he's betting on sports, so he's going to be out for this year as well. And with that being said, Philip still had a very respectable showing. He actually jumped in the draft lottery. We had everyone finish from 1 through 12. We had everyone finish from 1 through 12. So the bottom four, who were the ones who did not make the playoffs, actually went into a draft lottery.
Oh, hell no!
When we had the draft lottery, we picked the names out of a hat, and Philip actually went from the fourth place, where he should have probably have picked, to the number one spot via the selection process. He's going to have a good shot at maybe getting a few players next year. So we'll kind of see how that goes and see what happens with that. So number two is Gonzo. Gonzo had an interesting year last year as well. He had a really good draft. He has Mahomes. He had C-Mac. He had Waller, all good on paper. Mahomes and Waller had decent years. C-Mac was a dud, did not play again. So I don't even know if you select him if he is in the top 10 or whatever, because you don't get a full season out of him. He gets hurt all the damn time. One of the moves that he did make, though, he picked up Joe Burrow late. That was phenomenal. So now he's going to head into the league year with possibly two quarterbacks. We'll see if he go ahead and maybe trade one or move one, or see what happens with that come draft time. Number three, Eric Getz. So Eric's team probably underperformed a little bit for him last year based on where his standards are. He normally is, one of the stronger teams in the league. Again, it was a weird year. It wasn't his fault. Sometimes players play, sometimes players don't play. He had Lamar Jackson. So Lamar Jackson did a little something. Sometimes he got injured as well. He did have Stephon Diggs as well. So Stephon Diggs had a decent year, but not the year that he had before that. It just mixing some bad luck here or there, things that he couldn't help along the way, and you get what you get. So he's picking third, but I expect a bounce back year, and I really expect for him to have a strong draft as well. So we'll see what goes on here. My man Richard, number four. I thought he had probably the best draft outside of Ian last year.
Touchdown!
He drafted a lot of young talent. He ended up moving some pieces around, so he had made a trade with me. I was able to get CeeDee Lamb. So he ended up getting Jalen Hurts and Higgins from me. I think it worked out well for him. Then he moved Jefferson to Ryan, and he got Aaron Jones. And so he has Cook and Jones in his backfield. So I think he's going to be strong this year. I think he just may need to get a receiver or two. G-Money. So G-Money made the playoffs last year, had a strong year. So G-Money made a trade in the maybe second, third week, and he sent Keenan Allen to Jesus. He's ended up getting Tyler Lockett back to go with Russell Wilson. Well, now Russell Wilson is in Denver. Tyler Lockett is still in Seattle. I think he still has good running backs. So he didn't use the kid Jacobs. I think Jacobs may have a good year this year. But he also has Mr. Steady. He has Travis Kelce that always gets points for him. And then he picked up some good pieces. Cordell Patterson did some stuff for him. So he made some really strong moves. And again, he made the playoffs. So, congrats to him. My man Frenchie.
Bonjour, bonjour. Comment allez-vous?
A.K.A. Jonathan. So Jonathan had a really strong draft. It ended up being. He picked a lot of young guys. But, man, he has a team, though. And he has a team for future years. He has Chase. He did pick up Brandon Ayuk in the third round, so we were all kind of scratching our heads at that one. We got to see how that goes. But you add Najee Harris, you add Jonathan Taylor, you add Dobbins, who he picked up off the waiver wire or off the scrap heap, and he has Cam Akers too. So he has 4 number 1 backs. So he'll definitely be doing some trading. We'll just kind of see how that goes out too. So next up is me. I finished in the 6th position last year. So I made a trade again to get CeeDee Lamb. I like my team. Dak has to play well this year. So we got to, I'm putting my eggs in that basket. So I'm hoping he does well. But I got him to go with CeeDee Lamb. I need a tight end bad. So, I got to kind of make some moves and see what's going on with it. I do have Ertz on my bench. So I have to decide whether or not I'm going to keep him or not. Eckler was my best pick. He had a phenomenal year last year. I also have Antonio Gibson, who I think may bounce back this year. And I have Eli Mitchell, who I really like. So I have 3 backs. So I think, it's going to be hard for me to drop one of those guys and put somebody on the scrap heap. Then I also have Devontae Adams, who's going to be in Oakland now. So I think he's going to get a lot of targets from his boy Carr, or at least I'm hoping so. Next up is Damo. So Damo had a phenomenal draft as well. You get old man Brady. You get Gronk to roll with him. He got Derrick Henry, he was killing until he got hurt. He has Joe Mixon, who played well last year, had a good year. He has Kareem Hunt. But the pickup of the year, he had Cooper Kupp, who went absolutely ballistic. Damo was blowing everyone out every week. He just ran into a buzzsaw the first round of the playoffs. Which leads me to Mr. Jesus, a.k.a. Mr. Receipts. Mr. Receipts is his name. It's a weird, good wrestling name. He threw receipts on everybody the last few weeks. He threw receipts on me. I don't even remember what I got it for. I think I said something about his team or something. Boy, he had a machine and the receipts were just flying out of the damn machine. So he threw that on me. But Damo really got the receipts because Damo had been hounding him all year saying how bad his team was. Well, Jesus met him in the first round. Jesus has Herbert. He has Keenan Allen. He has Zeke. He has CEH. He has Carson. He has some stuff going on. But, man, he got him in the first round. He got Damo. He got a hold of him. And I think he beat him by 50. So, of course, the receipts flew after that game, too.
Bruh, look at this dude. Wait till you see the... No. Look at the top of...
So all of this leads me to Mike Mabey, who finished in the 3rd position, a.k.a. auto draft again. I don't know how he does it every year. He gets in the money every time he gets in the league some damn where. He has Josh Allen as his quarterback. And then he had pieces around him. So he kind of just made it work, all through the season. He made some moves here or there. And he ended up making the playoffs and did pretty well. Next up is Ian, who's in the number 2 spot. So Ian, I thought, had the best draft of the year. And his team is going to be strong again this year because Rodgers is coming back. A.J. Brown is in Philadelphia. So he has him. He has Mike Evans in Tampa with Tom Brady coming back. He has Alvin Kamara, who's going to get a lot of passes out of the backfield from Winston in New Orleans. Every move that he made, he had George Kittle, who was hurt. His whole team was hurt most of the year. But when they got healthy, he started to roll. He actually was 0-6 and went from that to making the playoffs. And then I caught him. I knew I was in trouble. I caught him in the first round, and he beat me, I think, by maybe 30 or 40. And then he goes all the way to the championship game, ultimately to lose to his partner in crime, Ryan. So Ryan's team was probably the most perplexing out of all of them, I think, because he actually faded quarterbacks most of the year. He had Joe Burrow and dropped him, and he still went to championship. He had Trey Lance. He had Lawrence for a little bit, but his running backs, he had Chubb. He made a trade to get Jefferson, and then he had the man, Deebo Samuels. He had Goddard as his tight end. So he made some really strong moves, too. And he just made the right moves at the right time and went all the way to the championship. Won the money, got the trophy, got the plaque, and got the medals. He was running things, so we're going to see how it goes this year. I'm expecting a more conventional, with air quotes, fantasy football league this year.
Yeah! What? Okay!
So we'll kind of see how everything goes real quick. And I'm going to get out of here. Just want to give you guys a little heads up. I'll probably do another podcast here coming up soon. I'm going to talk about everything going on with the draft. I'm going to talk about how we're going to institute the keeper system. I'm going to talk about all of the new rules is going to come into place. So everything's going to kind of get run over and run through and run by and run around on the next podcast. So, I don't want to keep everybody. I just want to do a quick hit or miss for this again. Give Ryan his flowers. I will be doing a podcast, though, this upcoming season. So I'm thinking about doing an every week podcast, weekly or bi-weekly. So I kind of see how it is, what it takes as far as getting them out, getting them produced and all that stuff. But I want to have them this year. I am going to talk about folks, including myself. I did that last year. So don't be getting your panties all bunched up. If I say something about your team or something going on, it's all in fun. And really, it's nothing that we don't say in the damn chat anyway. We're probably harder on ourselves, on each other in the chat than anything else. So, we'll go through that. And lastly, we're going to have the daily fantasies for Sunday, the money, pools, and all that stuff. So we're going to have a good time with it like we did this year. I think overall we had a really solid year. I got a really good group of guys in the league. Everybody's hella strong. So there's not any, gimme games or, somebody's a weak link. So everyone brought it every week, and everyone played the best that they had and did the best they could. So we'll see how all that goes. I'm looking forward to getting out here again, getting wetting up my chops a little bit, getting to talk a little bit of football. I cannot wait. I already got my Dallas Cowboy tickets. I got a couple games. I'll be at the Cincinnati game and at the Redskin game. I already bought and paid for. So I jumped on that joint first thing off the bat. I'm sure everyone's excited about the teams. Green Bay's going to be loaded again. The Redskins seem like they're going to try to get some stuff going, to see what they do with this quarterback thing. Not real sure about that. So that's going to be interesting with Carson Wentz going there. That's going to be a laugh or a sleeper for me. Indy actually made some hella moves because they got Matt Ryan to be quarterbacking them, to be their quarterback rather, and then to add some pieces. I think they need some receivers. I love that Pierce pickup, though. That boy Pierce, that wide receiver they got in the second round, I think second, third round, I think was excellent for them because he's supposed to be a hell of a player. So I think he'll pair up good with Pittman, give them some balance. I think Pittsburgh is probably going to be an enigma. But they got the hometown kid. He's going to be the quarterback for them. So that's going to be interesting and see when and if they give him the reins. Kind of just going through the teams in the league to see who likes who that I can remember. So, most folks are Dallas fans and, we got some Redskin fans. We got Pittsburgh and we got Green Bay. We got Indy. Everybody else I think is, one of those fans or somewhere in the middle with something else. For those who like KC, I think KC's going to struggle a little bit this year because it's going to be interesting to see if Mahomes can really get it done without having Hill, because Hill opened up the field a great deal. And he opened up the field a great deal for Kelsey. So I wonder what's going to happen with Kelsey and his numbers going forward as well. They got some receivers, but I don't think Juju and I don't even think the kid Hardman is going to be able to replicate what Hill does, because Hill really does stretch the field. He's such a good route runner, and he just gets open with that speed. And he has a knack for finding holes. And, Mahomes is able to put the ball on him. So it's going to be interesting to see what goes on over there. Other than that, I don't think I miss anybody else's team. Seattle without Russell Wilson is going to be a pain in the ass. I think this is going to be a rough year because they don't know who their quarterback is. If they go with Geno Smith or if they go with the kid that they got from Denver, I forget his name right now. No, Drew Lock. They go with Drew Lock or with Geno Smith, they're going to have some problems because DK Metcalf and those guys just will not. They're not going to have the same synergy as they had with Russell Wilson. So again, all this is coming. I'm looking forward to the season. Just giving a little quick hitters real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I will be coming to you guys from the Terra Dome, aka the lab, every week or bi-weekly. Again, I'll decide that later on. I'll probably put out another podcast in maybe another week or two, just to explain what the new league rules are. We got some exciting things coming. We voted on some stuff. It's going to take effect for playoffs, like the home field advantage, giving 3 points to the home team. We're going to talk about the keepers, how that's going to look, when that's due, all this stuff. So I just want to give updates through here and just, keep it fun, light, and getting ready for the season. So with that being said, your boy Triple R, I'm out. We're going to go ahead and do it again, real soon. Just want to kind of, get my bearings on this thing here and start getting back into doing podcasts and getting my chops wet. So I'll get at y'all later on. Everybody be safe, stay up, don't get in trouble, don't do anything I wouldn't do. And I'll holler at y'all in a couple of weeks. Peace.